देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं
ततो जयमुदीरयेत्
ततो जयमुदीरये
नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु
नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु
नित्यं भागवत सेवया
नित्यं भागवता सेवया
भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके
भगवति उत्तमश्लोके
भक्तिर्भवती नैष्टिकी
भक्तिर्भवति न इष्टिकी
Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 1 summary by Preeti Rupini Radhika Mataji.
Hare Krishna, sir.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, so I'll start with the introduction. I'll be giving the gist in few lines. Like when we started, we read about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his birth, his mission, and a few of his pastimes. And also through one of his pastimes, we understood the importance of submissive hearing. And that pastime was of Prakash Nanda, that Mayavadi sannyasi, like how he was asking, like he said that it is the duty of a sannyasi to read the Vedanta Sutra. Then what caused him, like caused the Lord to indulge in Sankirtana, because Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was spreading the Sankirtana movement. And like after hearing his question, it was mentioned in the purport also, like how Lord submissively replied that I have taken to the Sankirtana movement instead of like studying Vedanta, because I am a great fool. Like even Lord himself was telling, I am a great fool. And Lord like represented himself as one of the numberless fools of this age who are incapable of studying the Vedanta philosophy. And he told, like on the order of spiritual master, how like he started this movement and chanting the holy name of the Lord. And that particular shloka, Hare Nam Hare Nam Hare Nama Kevalam Kalau Nasteva Nasteva Agatir Anyatha. And also like we proceeded like how Srila Vyasadev, who compiled all the Vedic literatures, but still his mind was not satisfied. And then he compiled Srimad Bhagavatam, which is, and it was mentioned that Srimad Bhagavatam is a mature fruit which emanated from the lips of Srila Shukadeva Goswami, and it is the essence of all the Puranas. And then we proceeded, and then there were 6 questions asked by the sages. Like the first question was, what is the ultimate good for the humanity? And while reading, we got to know that to preach Krishna consciousness everywhere is the ultimate good for humanity, according to the Srimad Bhagavatam. Then second question was, what is the essence of all scriptural knowledge? And the answer was to understand, like understanding that the Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, and that we should re-establish our forgotten relationship with him through devotional service is the essence of all the Vedic scriptures. And third was, why did Krishna appear in this world? So it was mentioned, like the eternal reason of Krishna's appearance is to make loving exchanges with his devotees, and to attract the mind of non-devotees to his lotus feet. And in the purport, it was also mentioned, like although like in Bhagavad Gita we read that to deliver the pious and to annihilate the miscreants, and to reestablish the principles of religion, like Krishna is himself telling, I appear millennium after millennium. but it was mentioned in the purport like only the name of Krishna is enough to do this. So uh, proceeded with this in the purport. It was mentioned that eternal reason of Krishna's appearance was to make the loving exchanges with his devotees. Then we read about the appearance of Narad Muni. Okay, two more questions were asked, like what were the activities of the Lord in relation to creation. It was mentioned like after like generating the entire material substance, the Lord facilitated the creative process by expanding himself as like various incarnations, like Vishnu incarnations, like to providing a stage of living entities to live separately from God. And there were various activities of the Lord which was discussed, which Srila Sutta Goswami is discussing in chapter 2. After that, the fifth was the what were the activities uh, of each incarnation of the Lord. And Srila Sutta Goswami was like explaining about the personalities in all the Krishna's incarnation and the his past and future pastimes. Also, it was mentioned about the Buddha and about the Kaliki avatar, which is like yet to come. And in the purport, like Prabhupada was mentioning about uh, today's people who are most of the people like who are telling himself as the incarnation of Krishna and they are the Kalki avatar. But it was mentioned that Kalki avatar is yet to come. And the sixth was like when Krishna departs from the world, like where will religious principle be found? So like it was mentioned as one shloka like the Bhagavad Puran. It is brilliant as the sun and it has arisen just after the departure of Lord Krishna to his own abode. So persons who have like lost their vision due to the dense darkness of ignorance in the age of Kali can get light of this Puran. So that it was mentioned. Then we read about the appearance of the Narad Muni and his instruction on Srimad Bhagavatam for for Vyasdev, how Vyasdev got inspiration to write Srimad Bhagavatam uh, to like Narad Muni. Then we proceeded ahead by the prayers of Queen Kunti and like how she mentioned the four principles of advancement, like that was the disqualification in the progress of the path of spiritual advancement. And it was mentioned like only those who are materially exhausted can approach Lord, like who is having those advancements, that wealth, health and everything, that is the disqualification on the progress of a spiritual path. Then we proceeded with the passing away Bhishma Deva in the presence of Lord Krishna in chapter 9th. So in the purport, it was clearly mentioned like few lines which were very catchy, like how like when he was on deathbed, like that was that arrow bed, and like he was about to leave his body at that time. Krishna asked him to give instructions to Yudhishthir Maharaj how to like rule, like how to become a good king, to rule the kingdom. And in purport, which was a catchy thing, was like even at like Krishna himself can also guide Yudhishthir Maharaj, but because Bhishma Deva was a pure devotee, and just to show world like how even at that condition, Krishna is using his devotees to for preaching or like for the goals for his devotees. So it was clearly mentioned like on his deathbed also, like how he's asking to give instructions to Yudhishthir Maharaj, like that Krishna can also do, but just to show the world that in that condition also how pure devotees will act, and how as a tool every time Krishna is using them for preaching. So that was mentioned. Then we read about the departure of Lord Krishna for Dwarka and his entrance into Dwarka. So in which various pastimes were also mentioned and the glorification of Lord Krishna and birth of like Emperor Parikshit Maharaj in the womb of Uttara, like how he was saved in the womb of Uttara by the Supreme Lord from Brahmastra weapon. So how like Maharaja Parikshit hearing about his death, like he get himself freed from all material attachments and surrender unto the personality of Godhead, like taking shelter of him. Then we read like how Dhritarashtra Maharaj quits home, like when Vidura gave him the instructions, like despite he was telling like despite unwillingness to die and leave at the cost of honor and prestige, body will deteriorate and like an old garment. So he asked him like he can leave home uh, because all your relatives and have left already, and now you have already lived your life, so you can leave home and depend fully on the personality of Godhead residing within his heart. And he started, the Raj started. So then we proceeded about the disappearance of Lord Krishna and how like Arjuna was in a great lament when Lord Krishna disappeared. Uh, Proceeded with that, we also read about Pandavas, like they how they retired, like when Arjuna was feeling in separation from Krishna and Yudhishthira Maharaj was asking, he was telling like how at every moment Krishna has helped me, and he was telling like how without Krishna he'll be able to do all, like carry forward all his duties. So after that we read like a few things like how by pure consciousness one can attain spiritual sky which is ruled by Supreme Lord, and that can only be attained whoever is meditating upon Supreme Lord without any deviation. And also one line was mentioned that the departure of pure devotee is fully auspicious. Then we proceeded like how Maharaja Parikshit received the age of Kali. So he saw the master of Kali Yuga, like who was lower than a Shudra, and as a king, like hurting the legs of a cow and bull. So, like he there it was mentioned the personality of religious principle. Like Dharma was wondering like how, like why, like Dharma was wondering the form of a bull, and he met the personality of Earth, and like he saw like why that personality of Earth is grieving, who was like in form like he was she was grieving like she has lost her child. And then it was mentioned like they had a conversation in which personality like personality of Earth, like which was in the form of cow, she was mentioning like how like whatever he inquired, how this truthfulness, cleanliness, and other things, full like serenity, kind-heartedness, like all these things are now like gone, and like she was mentioning the transcendental qualities which are eternally present and that are never to be separated from the personality of God. And like, but she told like the this Lord Krishna, like how has now closed his transcendental pastimes on this earth, and in the absence, the age Kali has spread its influence everywhere. So she saw, I like to see this condition. And it was also mentioned in the age of Satya, like truthfulness, the four legs were established by four principles. Those were austerity, cleanliness, mercy, and truthfulness. But uh, since the three legs are broken due to like irreligion in the form of like pride and intoxication, now standing on one leg, or she was standing on only one leg, which was truthfulness. After that, like it was proceeded like how Maharaja Parikshit came and then he saw and like heard the conversation, and like Maharaja Parikshit became angry, and uh, he took his sword to kill the personality of Kali, which was the cause of all religion. Then, like Kali also surrendered, like he became fearful and he surrendered to Maharaja Parikshit. So Maharaja Parikshit did not kill when he surrendered, and like uh, he shows his compassionate to Kali. Further, like Suta Goswami was saying, like the personality of Kali, like Maharaja Parikshit, like he was asking, personality of Kali was asking like where he can take shelter, like in one place. So Maharaja Parikshit like asked him like he gave him permission, and he asked him like wherever that gave decide places where gambling, drinking, prostitution, or like animal slaughter, wherever it is performed, like he can take shelter there. And after that also like Kali asked for more thing, like because he was begging Maharaja Parikshit gave him permission to leave where there is a gold, because it was mentioned like wherever there is gold, there is intoxication, lust, and enmity. So after that, like king like re-established the lost legs of the personality of the religion, like bull, like encouraging all the activities to improve the condition of the earth. Then we are seeing later like how Maharaja Parikshit got cursed by Brahmana boy, and how he accepted that uh, curse, and then he surrendered fully, like he left everything and he surrendered fully to the personality of Godhead. And he went to the bank of Ganges. The 7 days was left, and this Bhagavatam started, like he surrendered, and now like appearance of Sukadeva Goswami in the last chapter, we see like how he will speak now like to Parikshit Maharaj. So these were the gist, like summary of the Bhagavatam, and few things what I realized like during reading this Bhagavatam. When I was reading, like when we read Bhagavad Gita, like how Arjuna is asking questions with Krishna from Krishna, we can relate ourselves also, like whatever Arjuna is asking. Earlier, when I was not in Krishna conscious, like I would think Bhagavad Gita is just a religious book, and even though in our family it will be told like this is not the right time to read, like it will be read, we old people will read like somewhat like that. But when I read Bhagavad Gita, I understood whatever questions Arjuna was asking. Like somehow we can correlate that questions comes in our mind also as a normal person, and Bhagavad Gita is the manual to live life. Same way when we were reading like Bhagavatam, in each and every chapter many things about pure devotees it is mentioned. And mostly after like getting initiation or after taking shelter of Guru Maharaj, like that relationship with Guru and knowing your Guru more, like my Guru more, I felt that came after reading Srimad Bhagavatam. So in many of the purports when I was reading, like how in that condition also Bhishma Deva, like he was on the arrow bed, and then also Krishna was asking him to rule the like to give the instruction to Yudhishthira Maharaj. I was also correlating like how we as a person see Guru Maharaj, that he is in this physical condition, but now I can understand like how Krishna is using him even at this condition to preach and to proceed like more than a normal person. Like more normal person cannot do what Guru Maharaj is doing. And even reading this about Parikshit Maharaj, like how he is accepting everything. Like for us, even small thing will happen, we started questioning like why this is happening to us. But I have seen Guru Maharaj, like whenever we ask, like he'll tell he is happy. Like he's in this condition. Recently in one lecture also, when he was in US, he was telling like, yes, my body is not working, this is not working, this is not functioning, but I'm happy. So I can correlate now like each and every activity of my Guru Maharaj with Srimad Bhagavatam. So that was the realization reading Canto was to know more about my Guru Maharaj, how as a pure devotee, and how each and every action of him I can relate to him to Srimad Bhagavatam now. That is all I wanted to share, sir.
Hari Om Tat Sat. Super. Very nicely you have summarized. Next, Sakshi.
Hare Krishna sir, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat.
Sir, I didn't read from starting of the Bhagavatam. I'll summarize a bit from where I joined. So I started reading from chapter 16 of Canto 1, where we were reading about how Mother Earth, representing in the form of a cow, and Dharma in the form of a bull, were wandering, and he met Mother Earth in a very pitiable situation where she was suffering and lamenting uh, because because of all the wrongdoings that were happening on Earth, even during the reign of Maharaja Parikshit. She was lamenting that all the when Krishna was there on earth, how it was very joyful, and how all the good activities like truthfulness or cleanliness, and it was very peaceful, and she was lamenting how it has all disappeared very soon because of arrival of the age of Kali. And then and then Maharaja Parikshit also encountered that the age of Kali was falsely portraying as the king, and trying to beat mother cow in a secluded place. So when he encountered and he tried to punish or fear away the age of Kali, Kali at once falsely surrendered because he saw how diligent Maharaja Parikshit was, and he didn't want any misfortune in his reign. So just to show, he surrendered and tried to escape punishment. So Maharaja Parikshit, because he was a great devotee of the Lord, he was compassionate towards Kali, and he let Kali go and did not kill him. So furthermore, then Kali asked that because he let him go and did not completely kill him, where he should have some place to reside. Where would he be? So Maharaja Parikshit then told him that he can reside wherever bad sinful activities are happening, like prostitution, meat eating, gambling, everything. But then again, the Kali said that these things are not prevalent in the reign of Maharaja Parikshit. So then again, he needs some place where he can actually reside even during his reign. So then Maharaja Parikshit told him that he can reside wherever gold is there, because that leads to a lot of enmity and anger and anxiousness. So that is the place where Kali can reside. Then further ahead, um, further ahead, it was told that so this is how Maharaja Parikshit, when he encountered Kali, he punished Kali. Then then we come across the pastime of Maharaja Parikshit, where he was cursed by the Brahmana boy, and how through the purports we understand that we see that Maharaja Parikshit is a great devotee of the Lord, and it is unlikely that he would do such a thing where he would be cursed by a Brahmana boy. So then we through Srila Prabhupada purports we understand that this was a situation which was orchestrated by Krishna himself to uh, bring in Srimad Bhagavatam in the lives of human beings in the age of Kali, so that they could understand and get delivered. So this entire plan of Maharaja Parikshit being in such a situation where he would be getting where he would get cursed by a Brahmana boy was all a divine plan by Krishna himself, so that we could get Srimad Bhagavatam. And then when the curse was given, like in 7 days, he would leave his body, and how he quickly. I mean, he quickly thinks that what is the best to do in those 7 days when he's about to leave the body, and then he proceeds towards the Ganges and starts listening to Srimad Bhagavatam from Sukadev Goswami. So here he starts listening to Srimad Bhagavatam from Sukadev Goswami. Yes, that is all I remember.
Very nice, very nice. Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Hari
sir.
Om Tat Sat. So we'll continue to hear our summary of Canto 1 from Santushta Nitai Prabhu on Monday. Thank you. Girandra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Jai.
Pawan Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
जय
Vaishnav Pranam. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री गुरु महाराज की जय। निताय
जय।
प्रेमानंदे।